What y'all think about this James Harden trade stuff before we get out of here?
I don't think that man going anywhere.
You think that's because they can't get nothing, or because don't nobody want him?
I don't think nobody honestly want him. He's a one-trick pony, man.
I mean,
the man is an absolute beast at scoring the basketball, but if that's all you can do and you can't do nothing else,
is he really adding up to winning basketball? And then he got
that's not ISO basketball is not going to win you championships.
His usage rate is through the roof.
You got to be able to get enough stops to match it. He can pass the ball too. I'll give him that.
When he wants to.
But he got to have that thing in his hand nonstop.
There is, like we said earlier, there is some value in his scoring, though. But he's so bad at.
That's the epitome of a type of player, though. I was basing that question on earlier, right? If he moves any team, do that make them instantly better? Yeah,
not necessarily.
Make them championship contender type.
I was thinking about
you just think that they'll be scoring.
There's a such thing as chemistry. If he goes to a team that already has some chemistry, and now he's inserted into the lineup, and that chemistry is off,
it's done.
It's a wrap.
One of the biggest problems I have with him, CP was kind of saying it, where when he got the ball, he's a good passer. Like, he scores and all that. He does that efficiently. But then he don't got the ball and just stand there at half court. He's like, man, your man is standing there with you. Like, now he can be a helper. You ain't doing nothing to engage yourself offensively when you don't have the ball. Like, if he would just move without the ball, like be able to set some screen and just move and relocate, different stuff like that, I don't think it would look as bad. But, man, you just stand around, don't do nothing. And I don't know if y'all seen John Wall been on his head.
Oh, really?
John Wall been, man, just like, I don't know if they really are fighting about stuff, but being willing to confront him and being, you could just see where you looking at him like for real, like saying something, James Harden, and he, man, pay attention to that if you watch Houston play. Look how them two get at each other. But I was thinking about James Harden in Portland for CJ for a minute. Well, they was talking about it in the
I ain't doing that.
Oregon Live.
I want CJ.
That could be something to talk about for next time. Do fucking franchise players, team off, MVP like players like Harden lessen their own value? Because they're maxed out contract wise, but now, like you said, it's hard to move a dude like that because everyone knows his type of game, his mentality blows up chemistry. It don't necessarily put you in the right spot, right?
Westbrook, Paul George, both. Who else?
That's crazy. It's a lot of players like that.
It might be Embiid. If he don't get it together, it might be Giannis. If he don't get it together, Ben Simmons. But that could be something for next time, talking about how that impact of quote unquote superstar players towards winning.
See, if you get that ticket, that big ticket, you got to be checking all the boxes. You can't just be bucket getter.
You're gonna win.
I be thinking the organizations, they really don't be truly trying to win. They just be trying to sell tickets. You know what I mean?
Very true.
Because let's think about it. If you got D'Antoni as your coach, you can't be serious about trying to win.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's just
that man has no love for D'Antoni, as you can see.
I ain't saying he ain't a good coach, but I'm talking like if you're trying to be on the top of the mountain.
Offensively, he's done what he's done. Even some of that, you could question the brand in terms of how it builds a culture. But I hear you though. It's a reason why his teams, where they had a chance, but they never get over that hump.
Yeah, they get there, but can't get.
Never crossed over, and came close. Phoenix and Houston came close.
It's one characteristic that uniform is the defense.
I think that's a big part of what you were saying earlier in terms of building culture. When you're emphasizing the offense and getting buckets, even though there's value in that compared to playing the right way, and then you going into like intangibles of basketball and what really translates and what might help everyone be more consistent at doing those controllable things, setting the right culture, being a good teammate. That stuff does a lot more than just the person that gets them buckets. To be honest, the one who really is like that, how many times is that really an unselfish person? You know what I mean? The one who's really scoring and dominating the offensive volume.
Very rarely.
How many times are they unselfish, like a LeBron, who's a
very rarely
scorer and a dimer, a Luka Doncic,
or even understand how to make that play?
Right. Yeah. Like most of the time, and no shade on Jay Frank, because man, you know, Jay Frank Ball put in work, but he wasn't looked at as like he was a scorer. You didn't see it. And Earl did all that other stuff, and Earl was really the engine with what they was doing.
Hard to quantify that because you don't have a stat like points and whatnot. That
there you go. Yeah. But in terms of setting culture and creating the atmosphere, like, man, what's going to have more of an impact?
Well, the mentality of Earl's defensive mentality, because he starts that from the start of the game and then going to guard this guy, look at how that trickles down to his team. Just from that end, not from the offensive end. Because even think of that. Of course, Earl could run a team and stuff, but it's like, he wasn't coming down like breaking you down and stuff like that.
LP had way more swerve.
He caused real havoc on the defensive end.
LP had way more swerve offensively than
close.
Way more swerve.
Earl will tell you that.
Yeah.
We would have Earl say it.
Earl had that intangible though.
Yeah, the toughness and the IQ and those things you can control though too.
That's what I be saying too. Me and Beans, we was talking about it some. I think there was a lot of what the winning formula is that we had. Like, we had a lot of pieces of that formula, and I don't think we really put our foot forward as best we could to maximize it all the way. But man, we wasn't that far off with some of the stuff that we was doing without really growing up being taught how to do it like that. We was just doing it because we loved the hoop. Some of the stuff of the repetition of putting stuff in, putting work in, like the Mamba mentality, trying to be the best. Like, we had some of that stuff. That's part of what was breaking my heart when Kobe died, man. Because, man, that was us. Like, we was right there. We was in that age. That's almost like the nail in the, like, for us playing. Like, and we had that formula if we would have maximized it.